welcome to the channel. Welcome to Banter in the Box, episode 89. It's a Christmas special. A Christmas special? It's only the 18th of November, but yes, there is no Premier League football now until after Christmas. So no more Banter in the Boxes until after Christmas because of the World Cup, which starts on Sunday, and hence this is a Christmas special. And we have got in this episode of Banter in the Box, your last Banter in the Box fix until after Christmas, the winners and losers from game week 13 and a manager of the season update. Just one manager going into the transfer market this week. It's all been very quiet. And that who the fuck is that question, which had rolled over for a third week and was worth 4 manager of the season points. Did anyone get it? Without further ado, your game week 13 winners, take a bow. I've Got a Life manager Mops Hoxby climbed 2 places to 19th in the league. 19th is the highest that Mops has been all season long, a season high for Mops Hoxby. Take a bow also. Thames Ironworks FC manager Darren Ravel. It has been a season to forget for the number 2 rated manager in the Family Fantasy Football League. But this week he was the biggest climbers, up 3 places to 23rd. And 23rd is the highest Darren's been in the league since way back in game week 5. Take a bow also, Poppy's players manager Sarah Simons. I think this is Sarah's 3rd season as an outright manager in the Family Fantasy Football League. Well, Sarah this week climbed 2 places to the top of the Family Fantasy Football League, and that is the first time that Sarah has ever been top of the Family Fantasy Football League table. Hey Sarah, you are the Christmas number 1. But the biggest game week 13 winners, though only just, take a bow. Sash Hammers FC manager Wayne Robinson stayed 9th in the table but picked up a 2nd weekly win of the season with 45 points, but only just, because Mops Hoxby also scored 45 points and they both scored the same number of goals this week. Wayne edging the weekly win by virtue of getting more assists this week than Mops did. Bad luck, Mops. Well done, Wayne. They are your game week 13 winners. 1 manager of the season point to those guys and girls. And your game week 13 losers, hide your head in shame. Never the Boys manager Jack Hoxby dropped a place down to 30th in the league, which is the lowest he's been since game week 8. Hide your head in shame also, Megan Hoxlade Chamberlain. For a while there I thought Megan was going to have an excellent season, but she's slowly reverting to type. She fell 2 places down to 21st, and 21st is the lowest that Megan's been since way back in game week 2. Hide your head in shame also, debut manager Dial Square FC managed by Ryan Giggs. Biggest fallers this week, down 3 places to 26th, and in this, his debut season, 26th is the lowest position that Mark Ryan Giggs Collier has ever occupied in the Family Fantasy Football League. Big Game of Thrones fan is Mark Collier, and that's pictured there. He's made his own throne out of wicker in his back garden. I love it. But the biggest game week 13 loser, hide your head in shame, Clockhouse Rangers manager, great Uncle George Moody. 1 week off the bottom of the table, but he fell back to the bottom of the table this week. The lowest scorers with just 10 points. Where they had them, 1 manager of the season point lost. Now, who the fuck is that? Very simple. A current Family Fantasy Football League manager is pictured there, but it's had you all foxed for a number of weeks now, and just 2 managers had a guess this week. Did they get it right? Well, there was a little clue earlier on in the video. Sarah Goodwin. What's her team name? I can't remember her team name. It's gone completely out of my head. Anyway, on the buses, Sarah Goodwin. She had a guess, as did the Big Knobs manager, Simon Hoxby, and they both went for the same answer. They both thought that that was a picture of Clockhouse Rangers manager, great Uncle George. Well, I'm really sorry, guys, but that is a correct answer. It was indeed Clockhouse Rangers manager, great Uncle George, and that means 4 manager of the season points to Simon and 4 manager of the season points to Sarah, which means the manager of the season table looks like this. George, being a game week 13 loser, dropped 1 place down to joint 14th, up to 13th, a big jump for Sarah Simons. Sorry, for up 13th, a jump for Sarah Simons. I always get those two confused, I don't know why. Sarah Simons for being a game week 13 winner. The big jump was Sarah Goodwin, who went up to joint 11th with those 4 manager of the season points. Megan Hoxby dropped a place to 3rd for being a game week 13 loser. Mops Hoxby goes 2nd in the manager of the season table for being a game week 13 winner. But Simon Hoxby is top of the tree still, and a 6-point lead at the top of the manager of the season table. Unbelievable. I'm not going to set a manager of the season question this week because it's going to be a 7 weeks before we are back. So you'll have to wait for the next opportunity to earn manager of the season points. Although, of course, you can still earn manager of the season points while we're on our hiatus. You can put Banter in the Family Fantasy Football League Facebook group. You can send me stories about Family Fantasy Football League managers, whether they're true or not is irrelevant, which I can share in the first Banter in the Box video when we're back. There are just a couple of ways that you can earn manager of the season points. And point to note, whilst there's no updates because there's no domestic football for the next few weeks, transfers can still be made during the World Cup. And someone asked me a question earlier on in the week whether the World Cup games count towards the Family Fantasy Football League. They don't, in case anyone else was wondering. International matches do not count towards the Family Fantasy Football League. So Sarah is... No, not Sarah. Sarah. I always get mixed up. Sarah is the Christmas number 1 at the top of the Family Fantasy Football League, but it is very close. And it's the big knobs, albeit tiny hands, Simon Hoxby, who has a huge lead in his bid to be crowned for the first time ever manager of the season. But we will have a long way to go when we return after Christmas. So that's it from me. I hope you all have a fantastic Christmas this year, and I'll see you when all of the festivities are over. Bye bye.